I'm done with sports topics unless there's something else. We can go into OMC. Andy's been waiting for this all week.
OMC, baby. Let's go.
All right, let's go OMC. Movie of the week or the off-season movie club. Andy's pick, 1995's The Usual Suspects. The plot follows the interrogation of Verbal Roger Kent, played by your boy Spacey, who was one of two survivors of a massacre and fire on a ship docked at the port of Los Angeles. Through a series of flashback and narration, Verbal tells an interrogator a convoluted story of events that led him and his criminal companions to the boat and of a mysterious crime lord known as Kaiser Soze, who controlled them. Interestingly, film was shot on a $6 million budget, which is literally free by today's standards. That's literally paying them to make a movie. And the title was taken from a column in Spy magazine. I don't know if you knew this, called The Usual Suspects. Andy, were you aware that the entire movie was built based on an article on a column in Spy magazine?
The entire movie? No.
The whole movie. The movie was shown out of competition at the 95 Cannes Film Festival and then released in a few theaters after favorable reviews, rolled out to a wider release, etc., etc., etc. Let's look at ratings and then we'll jump into it. So, IMDb has it at an 8.5 out of 10. Critics have it at 87% favorable. And critics at 94%. So this is...
Critics and critics?
Sorry, critics and fans. Audiences. Audiences have it at 94%. Cast includes, obviously, the great Kevin Spacey, Benicio del Toro. We have a young Gab Bryan. We have a super young Stephen Baldwin, Chaz Palmintini, Kevin Pollak. I mean, loaded cast of who's who, 1995. So with that, I will ask the first question while FP's texting somebody. I'm going to ask you, Andy. Did you rewatch this for OMC this week?
Absolutely. Watched it last night with the wife. We had both seen it before. So we nothing was a surprise, which I think is, for first-time viewers of the movie, is what really captures them, all the surprises. But yes, rewatched it, love it. Wife loved it. I agree 100% with all the critics. And it's interesting that it was such a low-budget movie that was, just shown at like Sundance or whatever the heck you just said.
Cannes.
And then, it showed favor, and then they released it to theaters, showed more favor. They released it to a bigger audience. Like, yes. I didn't know that. That's a nice little gem of a fact right there.
Yeah, interesting film. FP, did you watch this for the first time for this, or had you seen this one before?
First time ever watching it. What's crazy is I've definitely heard the Kaiser Soze name. I think it was referenced in other movies, but it was the first time I watched that movie. You can kind of tell there was gonna be the big surprise twist, right? Like, being a movie watcher, you could just kind of know it's coming. But they carried it out really, really well. And having, like, what took me by surprise was like pulling the keywords off the big crazy wall. Like, that to me, I was like, oh, okay, like that's a good way to introduce the twist and prove how you have the twist. But and I like when they like immediately give it away right before the big reveal when he says he has the gold cigarette lighter, because that's the cigarette lighter you see at the very start of the film. So I was like, I like it. Like, it was very well executed, well carried out movie. Gustavo Fring was in it. I was surprised to see a young Esposito.
Yes. So Bryan Singer is the director of The Usual Suspects, right? And he's actually got a lot of movie credits that people don't realize. Usual Suspects in 95, and then there's a long pause. I mean, a long pause in his career. Then he resurfaces with X-Men in 2000. He does X2 in 2003. He does another X-Men as most recently as the Days of Future Past in 2014. So he kind of stays in this like Marvel cinematic universe. He does Valkyrie with Tom Cruise in 2008, Jack the Giant Slayer in 2013, X-Men First Class, like lots of just good stuff overall, right? I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a mix. But
a lot of people think he completely destroyed DC Comics. You're not a comic book guy, but
I'm not a comic book guy. I understand that a lot. He's not liked terribly, but I'm saying these movies made money, right? In the end,
made money.
They
yes.
made a ton of money,
but that's because they're comic book movies,
and that's fair. And that's fair. Other 1995 films that this one went up against at different festivals and obviously for awards and such: Murder in the First, GoldenEye, The Quick and the Dead, which is just ridiculous. One of my personal favorites, Desperado. I don't know if you guys have seen Desperado, but that belongs in everyone's top 5. Seven is an incredible one. Money Train, Casino, The Net, 12 Monkeys, Sahara, tons of movies, including one of the movies considered to be an all-time great, Heat. I mean, just a ridiculous list of movies in 95. And one for FP, Showgirls, also 1995. I don't know if you've ever seen that one in any of its versions or variants or ratings or whatever.
Jesse Spano from Saved by the Bell?
Yes, that's correct. That is the one. We also have Just Cause, Fair Game with Cindy Crawford, who I think is still alive, First Night with Connery. Just tons and tons and tons of really good movies.
You're missing 2 big ones.
Hit me. What am I missing?
Jumanji and Father of the Bride.
Thank you.
Big movies.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that you froze while you were saying that. That's actually perfect.
Did it not come through?
No, it did. It did. Jumanji and Father of the Bride, 2 of your favorites. I got it. 95. I want to talk about this movie in 2 different things. Lots of color. I watched it with the wife. I mistakenly said I hadn't seen this movie in a long time. I had never seen this movie from start to finish. So again, much like FP, I appreciate this about the OMC, right? You're kind of forcing me to watch some stuff that I thought I had seen, or maybe I had seen. It has been a long time. My first comment, and within 15 minutes of the movie starting, I turned to my wife. I said, "There's a lot of color on this screen. Like it's very, like, vibrant. Like there's a lot of color to the point where I was tinkering with my TV, thinking that there was something off. But just an older movie, whatever. But it was actually really great to see an older movie with like just so much color. And I don't know if you guys geek out on this stuff. I love that it filled the full frame of my TV, right? Like this wasn't like,
I noticed that actually.
It's not a 75 or an 85 or 65, whatever size your TV is. You're not actually seeing content that big. It was really cool to see like a full letterbox 4x3, like bright movie. So I'm going to stop there and I'll share some of my other comments as we kind of get through this. I don't want to just jump into ratings. I'll tell you that the 2 things that stood out to me in this, the over dramatized acting. And I understand that was part of what Singer was going for, right? But I really like it. I thought Spacey carried the movie, even though it's just an all-star cast. I think this is the movie when I watch it now, knowing all of the drama and series and everything he's done, like you can see all of that in this super young version of him. I really, really enjoyed that. But I think, and I'm trying, I don't want it to influence how I rate the movie. I wasn't surprised by anything. And I think it's more of that has more to do with the amount of movies I've watched than anything that is negative about this film. But I felt at times it was dragging, and I'm like, all right, there's going to be a twist. Like it's a flashback. It's a dream. Like something's going on. Like I didn't like 100% pin it, but I mean, I kind of figured it out. Right. And this is not to knock my wife, but she didn't make it to the end. So like, I will not, again, I'm not going to pull that into my rating when we get there, but those are the things that kind of just pop out at me. Right. I actually appreciate the over dramatization of the actors and the color. Awesome. Soundtrack was a little weak, and at times it just felt like it was dragging. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same? Like at times it was just moving a little bit too slow. Maybe that's a product of like our current media consumption.
I really liked the movie. I enjoyed the whole experience. But I'm going to tell you, Andy, if I didn't have respect for you, it was hard to get through that movie because I was sitting there and I was like, Andy loves this movie.
And I love Andy.
I was like, there's something coming that's going to make me go like, okay, that was a great movie. But then the whole movie, I was like, where's the something coming? it took a long time to really get like once they introduced the fake lawyer guy.
Yeah.
Like once you get to that, Kobayashi. Once you get to that meat of the plot, which is like the last 25 minutes of the movie, then you're kind of drawn into it. But like all of the buildup and like the police scenes and
Andy's getting pissed. Andy's getting pissed.
No, not at all. You guys have your opinions of the movie.
It was a great movie.
No, listen, don't sway your opinions of the movie just because I'm the one who picked it.
No, it's not swaying my movie because you picked it. I stuck with it.
The movie.
Hold on. Was there a risk of not finishing FP?
No, guys. The movie in itself was only an hour and 30 minutes.
It felt like 3.
Oh my god. Hold on.
Immediately
FP was about to throw a 0 as it didn't finish it.
No, from the beginning, the movie it did not take long to build characters. It was 15 minutes into the movie, and these are the bad guys, the usual suspects. They did a couple jobs. There was gunshots. You were immediately into the movie. I get that it was drawn out from your perspectives a little bit, but that's the whole point, right? Like Verbal talks a lot. Verbal is the guy who drags on and talks and talks and talks. And he was milking it because he was waiting to post from whatever police station he was at, right? Like the point is like, it was a story that was told from Verbal's perspective, and he was telling the story from a guy who talks a lot. Like you can't knock the character because it was built into the movie. It's complex. There's a lot of layers to this movie. It's not just action immediately. It's not just, shooting. It's not a thriller. It was a thriller, but it's not like Casino or like, 7 where there's a plot and a quick, like, all right, how are we going to break out?
I do like movies with a plot. I will say I would like a movie with a plot.
This movie had an excellent plot, but I respect your opinions.
I think what was surprising me was like,
there's layers.
No, what surprised me is like, it was an entertaining movie. I got through it. I enjoyed it at the end, but I was just like, I think
you enjoyed it at the end or when it ended?
I was in enjoyment.
Okay.
After the movie, take that as you want. But I think what surprised me was more knowing how highly rated this movie is in your own ranking of all movies that you've seen. Like you keep Usual Suspects pretty high up there, and I was just like,
it's a great movie on many levels, people.
I guess it took me so by surprise that you have it ranked so high.
FP, I will add to that. It's always on lists for people that are like movies you need to see. I know I went on this whole jag last week about Shawshank. Like I'll never watch Shawshank again in my life, right? It's a bad movie. But this is always on the list. Shawshank is on everybody. I don't know if it's just like something you're supposed to say, like, oh, Shawshank. I feel like Usual Suspects comes up pretty often, and I respect the fact that it launched so many careers, including singers, right? Like I respect that completely. I think for me, the issue is I'm seeing it almost 30 years after release.
Yeah.
And there's been so much change in movies. Like at this point in time in 95, given all the movies that I listed before it, like even just think of like the Bond franchise. It was still slapsticky and action-y, but comedy and quirky, right? Very different than what we've
mid-90s.
Right. Very different than what we consumed for the last 20 years when it comes to Bond, most notably with Daniel Craig, who I personally say he's the best Bond. Look at Batman. Look at the series. Look at all the iterations of Batman. This is the Clooney Batman time, right? Like this is still goofy, whatever. The best Batman for me is Christian Bale, like the dark, angry Batman, right? So within that context, the movie's good. Like this is a good movie. Like this is the precursor to things like Memento and Snatch and like that whole subgenre of twisted movies. I get it from that respect. Like in that respect, like this is that cornerstone or that first one that's made, on a small budget, and there's twists along the way, whether it's the storytelling a la Memento or Snatch. I mentioned already. There's Daniel Craig before he was Bond was in a movie called Layer Cake, which is the same kind of concept where you're kind of piecing it together as you go, and there's a big twist at the end. So, like, I appreciate it for that. However, I'll never watch it again. Right? So, like,
once you know it,
Kaiser Soze,
like
now I know the pop culture reference to Kaiser Soze and to Kobayashi. Like there's things here that matter 30 years later and come up in, like, Kobayashi's referenced in Suits. Harvey Specter mentions him. Like I just saw that episode, season 2 or season 3. Like these are pop culture references to Andy's point. Like this movie is very important for what it did and what it, like, for cinema for like the 15 years that follow it. But looking at it 30 years later, I don't know. Like time is a harsh critic.
It is what it is. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled, convincing the world wasn't real.
Let's go into the ratings then, Andy. Where are you giving it after your rewatch? Our scale, just to reset for everybody: 0 is didn't finish it. 3 is, watch it if it's on. 5 is a must watch. You're still
must watch. 5.
Will you watch it again this year?
Probably not.
Just in general. Okay. That's
fine.
I
mean, we got the movie club, right? So I'll be watching a bunch of other movies, and then I got some shows to watch. No, I mean, I probably wouldn't watch it again this year. It's it's not a movie that you're going to watch like once a month, right? No, a movie.
That's fair.
But I still think it's a 5. It's a solid 5 in my book. It's a good thriller. It's a good story. The characters are so well executed.
Did your wife finish the movie?
Yeah, my wife finished the movie and she loved it. She thought it was a great movie.
Okay.
Me and the rest of the world think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm going to clip that and make sure that you're right, because I'm FP. Where are you coming in on this one, FP?
Oh man, are we going to be given like a halfway point where we can like re-rank?
Sure, why not?
First set of movies.
Guys, I gotta be honest. This is my favorite bit of the non-football season. I love movie club.
Well, I mean, you've always been a pretty big movie guy. I mean, I would give this one. I feel like right now I want to give it a 3.
Okay.
But I feel like after we go, like we haven't been suggested a shitty movie yet. So I'm thinking once like some of the bad
list of movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once some of the bad movie suggestions come in, maybe this 3 suddenly becomes a 3.5 or a 4 very easily.
Okay.
But right now, it's a 3, just based on the scale that we've established.
So somebody said, "I'm looking for a 90s thriller." You would say,
"Yeah, I would recommend this."
Have you seen this? If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah. Or if the conversation comes up and somebody's like, "Oh, I never saw it. Should I watch it?" I'm like, "Absolutely, you should watch it."
Okay. Will you revisit it again?
No, never again.
Never again. Okay, so you're at a 3.
But it's very hard for me to repeat movies.
Yeah, maybe this is a one and done kind of movie because once you watch the movie, like the surprise is gone, the thrill.
Well, just like Ocean's 13, you like big surprise the first time you watch it. Not big surprise, but like a solid surprise the first time you watch it.
Twist.
The thing that brings you into watching it over and over and over and over and over again is the really good acting and chemistry. And that cast, and I don't have the connection to the cast in Usual Suspects the way I do to Ocean's 13,
and that's fair. Like that. And I think that's fair. I actually think you'd be on an island, to be honest, with Ocean's 13 as well. It's usually regarded as the least.
Not or 13. Ocean's 11.
11, yeah.
Okay,
11, I understand. 11 is also written very well. It's very, very fast paced, which drives with me. But I hear you on that. Yeah, 13 is the one with Pacino, and it was.
No, I meant 11. Yeah.
All right, so on this one, I'm going 2.5 on this. I wouldn't sit down and watch it again. If it was on TV and I was like halfway through it, I would probably leave it on, just because the back half of the movie is good. If somebody hadn't seen it, if somebody approached me if somebody was in my position last week, had been thinking they saw it or it's been a long time, I would say you should sit down and watch it, because there's enough young actors that are getting their career kickstarted here that if you're a fan of movies, you're going to want to see this. So I am happy I sat down to watch it. I now understand where some of these pop culture references come from. It's just hard for me to it's not, obviously it's very different than the last 2 movies we watched, but like FP said, I think if depending on where we go from here, I may come back to this one and bump it to a 3 or a 3.5, especially if we end up with a whole bunch of really bad movies. But for me right now, I'm going to sit at I think I want to keep it at a 2.5. I want to stick at 2.5. So I'm glad I watched it. It's going to be a long time before I go back to it willingly. That being said, we got to pick one for next week. And the two that came in from folks that are here, one of them I really don't want to do, which is a Pulp Fiction. I have no desire to watch that movie again. I don't care about its cult following, anything else. So I guess we can just pick here amongst ourselves. Have you boys seen The Rock? I think that was being discussed last week. I've seen it. FP, you've seen it. Andy, you've seen it or no? Okay, so that might be a good one to visit. Have you boys seen Argo? Have you seen Argo?
Requiem for a Dream.
Well, you just picked. It's my pick now. Have you seen Argo? Have either of you seen Argo?
Not for a long time, but yeah.
Okay. Have you seen? I'm sure everyone's seen Desperado. Have you seen
American History X?
It's actually a good movie. It's not bad.
Fight Club. Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Let's see what else was on the list. I had Desperado on the list, but we've all seen it. I'm looking for an action classic. That's what I'm looking for.
Taxi Driver.
I haven't seen Taxi Driver.
Oh, you're missing out. Actually, no. If you guys don't like old movies, don't watch Taxi
Driver.
No,
I love old movies.
I don't mind old movies. I don't mind the old movies.
No, you guys. I feel like you guys want to watch like Marvel Endgame or something.
How about? Does everyone have Max? How about a new movie? You have Max. Have you seen Juror Number 2?
No.
It sounds very familiar. I don't know if I know the title, but maybe I know the movie.
Okay, so have you seen Boondock Saints? For sure, right? Have you seen Ronin with De Niro, 96?
I have a fantastic suggestion if you want it.
Okay, hit me.
Leon the Professional.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Oh.
Andy?
Did he say Leon or Lean On?
Leon the Professional.
Yeah, I've never seen.
Okay, so let's put it to a vote. Leon the Professional.
Hold on, let me see if it's streamable.
Okay, Juror Number 2 is a 2024 release, and it's on HBO.
I feel like it's going to be a 1.
You're just salty.
No, I'm not salty. Anything that goes like to HBO straight is like a 1.
Why? All these guys produce their own movies now.
I know, and they're all pretty crappy. Like, when was the last time you saw a good Netflix movie?
I don't think I've ever seen a good Netflix movie.
No.
What is Leon the Professional? I gotta look this up. Let's see where this is.
Oh, dude, fantastic cast. It has the Sting soundtrack. Oh, so good.
Leon the Professional. Gene Reno.
Go into it blind. Go into it blind. It's the first time you see what's her face as an actress.
I've never seen this. Plot centers on Reno, Leon, a professional hitman who reluctantly.
First time you see Natalie Portman as an actress. She's young Natalie Portman.
I'm open to this if you are, Andy.
The thing is, you have to. I think you have
is it called Leon?
Leon,
not the Professional. It's called Leon.
The whole movie is Leon the Professional, but yeah, that's referred to as Leon.
Okay, I don't see it on a platform.
I think you got to stream it.
It's like $3.
Yeah.
Okay. I can pay $3.
The only Leon the Professional that's coming up is a movie made in 1994.
Yes.
I think that's the one.
So, then it's called Leon.
It's called Leon, the Professional.
Yes. I mean, Gary Oldman, it's just such a good movie.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
I will spend the $4 and rent it this week and watch it. I'm good with this, Andy, if you are.
I will not be spending $4 to watch this movie, but I will...
Do you want me to Venmo you?
Maybe that's the new wrinkle: is everyone pays for the movie if it's not on a platform.
I will pay for you to rent this movie. I'll Venmo you $4.
I mean, that's
okay. What if I just come over and watch it?
You could do that.
You could do OMC in 3D, in 4D, in real life.
We'll do Bite Club and we'll FaceTime you, Joe.
Bite Club. I love Bite Club. What cookie are we eating next week?
Cookie Club. Bring Club. Cookies.
I meant Chicken Club. Chicken Club.
Eat my cookies.
Bite Club is a good name. What did I eat this week?
Munch my cookie? What?
No. We do have a Bite Club.
Okay, Leon the Professional is our movie selection. Thank you, FB, for next week. Anything else, boys? We went a solid 90. If this was a radio show, this is a 3-hour show on the radio.
Get us on the radio, then.
I'm working on it, BB. I'm working on it. Anything you want to add, FB?
No, I'm good. Can't wait for Ovi to break that record.
Coming up soon. Andy, anything from you, sir? Thanks for hanging out.
Nothing. But if we, I don't. This I'm not going to say we. Paul, we should get together on the game for the Islanders. If we're not going to go, let's get together and watch. Joe, are you in?
I mean, I'd love to watch. Yeah, anytime.
Like
let's do it.
It's like a 7:00 game, though. Typically, it's 7:00.
That's fine. We can do we can do it in person. We can do a live watch party. We can do a share play. I don't care. Sure, why not?
Okay.
We can live
podcast to talk about it. Yeah,
we got some time. Maybe a week or two at the absolute most. Movie for next week: Leon the Professional, FP's pick. Andy, me and you, maybe we'll get a little short list together. We'll put it to the boys too and see what else they want to watch. Pressure's on, FP. You picked a good one last time. Let's see how this one goes. Lots of 90s movies here, mid 90s movies, right smack in the middle here. So
that's my era, baby. Taxi Driver. I want Taxi Driver next, but you guys won't like it. It's too slow. It's gonna drag. Blah blah blah. Taxi Driver. Robert De Niro.
No, Leon has just. It's good.
Andy, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to slow. I'm honestly, if to me, if OMC, it's successful if I'm watching stuff I've never watched, because I generally will go. You know, it's saving me from having to just randomly whatever when I sit down on Friday or Saturday night.
You guys didn't hurt my feelings. I'm okay.
No, but I'm telling you, it's not like once a week. On average, once a week, the wife is like, "Hey, let's watch something." Yeah, I'm watching. It's for work. I'm watching Leon the Professional. Like, you can sit with me if you want. Like, that's how it's going to be.
You got it.
Right.
There's a lot of fragile people in our group chats. You're not one of them, Andy.
Let's do it.
Thank you, boys, for hanging out. The show is DTC. I think I'm going to slice and dice OMC and separate it out into its own feed for folks that are just following the movie reviews. They will continue next week with a review of Leon the Professional from 1994. Thank you, FP, for the suggestion. Everybody listening, you can get this show anywhere you get your podcasts. Amazon, Apple, Google, TuneIn, Spotify, wherever. Just type DTC or Defeating the Curse and the show pops right up. You can watch us live on Monday nights on YouTube, on X, on Facebook as well. Thank you for hanging out with us. Until next week, we're done. We'll see you next week. We are out.